Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you about the demise, the end of service, the cancellation of one of the most well-known, favorited, and loved gacha games in the space, and that is Wuthering Waves. But this is the thing. This isn't an official end of service. This is kind of like a game getting a cancer diagnosis. Or like, not really a cancer diagnosis. This is like a game getting a tumor. Wuthering Waves, ladies and gentlemen, has a tumor. And they got that tumor from none other than a Hoyoverse game. And that Hoyoverse game, ladies and gentlemen, is probably Honkai Star Rail. This is the HSR-ification of Wuthering Waves, where these guys have just decided for some reason, and this is intentional. They decided to launch the 3.6 update with literally no actual events. Yes, chat. I know. There's a list over here of what's coming out, what there is supposed to be, what's coming out soon, and all of that. But this is what I meant by, this makes it obvious it's intentional that they didn't want to have anything in the update on days 1 and 2. There are events in this patch. There are other things available. There are other things that we'll have to do. But they chose to give us nothing other than the story, and they told us, hey, it's the story and the hologram, and you've got absolutely nothing else until... I gotta wait another 1 day and 20 hours? Ooh, we got somebody defending it. Do the story, you monkey. Okay, so I'm going to not take that one as racist because I'm Asian. But do know that will get you banned if you type that in like Kaisenat's channel. Yeah, you probably will get permanently banned. So like I do yeah, just wanted to mention that there. Just wanted to mention that there real fast. It's not directed at you. Okay, how about you take one grammar class a single time? How about this? You're gonna be banned for 1 week, and you can shorten it by, you can shorten this ban, you can shorten this time out by confirming you've taken a, like, online grammar class. Is that fair? Yeah, if you send proof to my mod that you completed a grammar class, we'll untime you out. The fuck? So the comment was, do the story. If there's another hour, there's another 20 hours and 1 day left. The story's like 4 or 5 hours, even less if you skip it. And so just think about it this way. You're somebody that did the story already because it's 5 hours. You still now have a day and 20 hours to do nothing. And imagine you skip the story because you're just a story skipper. Now you have a day and... There's nothing! Because they've decided this is the only thing you can do, the story and the hologram. And the game's getting dragged. The game's getting hurt. The game is taking some damage because we've got this commentary over here. It's getting a lot of views and engagement, and that's pretty much all that social media, Reddit, bro, every single Wuthering Waves basically outlet, they're all just talking about how there's nothing in the game. Looks like we're in the Sahara Desert for 40 days. Tilde, this person's gay. That's just the top post. They are really telling us to prepare for the scene banner. Scene also shows up 5 minutes into the story, so kind of, yeah, that is a little bit on the nose, isn't it? I love how clean the event tab is when the patch is about to end. Bro, this is literally what the events tab looked like when the patch was ending 20 hours ago. Like 24 hours ago, this is what it looked like. So yeah, that is absolutely on point. Genshinification of Star Rail and the Star Railification of WuWa. No wonder WuWa folks are arguing with the ZZZ ones. It straight up looks like a collab with Honkai Star Rail. There's not a shred of content. More devalued than, and the guy that wrote this is Spanish, so it's not racist, more devalued than Latin American currency. I think it costs $7 million to buy a piece of bread in Venezuela. Allegedly. You log in and it sounds like this. What is this? Guys, this is the unfortunate end result of this situation. Meg Jo has been a bit of a disaster. I think just like from a like visual, like just a presentment angle and kind of just like a fulfillment angle, I feel like it's been a bit of a disaster. Because this is the thing. We're coming off the tail end of a bad second half. 3.5 second half, where all we had was Virtual Crisis, a photo event, no story, nothing for Soy Soy, any of that, right? It was a dead end to the last patch. You went from a dead end into a dead beginning. The right way to operate with this update would have been to funnel and front load a bunch of events in the first part of the patch to make up for the fact that the second half of 3.5 was so bad. And the easiest way for you to understand that the second half of 3.5 was bad and didn't get a lot of engagement was the fact that nobody was hyped for 3.6's live stream, bro. You cut the viewership by like 100-something K because this patch was so fucking boring at the tail end of it. And so now we just went from like a dead end of the last patch into a dead beginning of this one. And now everyone's talking about how we haven't had any content in the game for like 4 weeks. Because that's what it feels like. This feels like a continuation of 3.5. A literal continuation of 3.5 versus the beginning of 3.6. You want to know what it actually feels like? It feels like 3.5 and 3.6 were actually a big 82-day patch. It was like one 82-day patch. That's what it's fucking feeling like right now. And we're in like the middle stretch of it where it just keeps going. It just keeps fucking going, bro. I feel like I'm still in 3.5 actually. Because this is how I ended the fucking version and this is how I'm starting the next one. It's the same photo. It's the same fucking photo. And yes, I have a story, but I don't want to play the story right now. I want to do things like build my character, have some fun, do a little bit of that, then go play the story later. But there's like, oh, okay, well, now it's like, okay, well, the only thing I have left is a story. So it's like, hey, do you want to go sit down for a 5-hour story or do you want to stop playing Wuthering Waves for the day? Do I want to go sit down and play a 5-hour story or stop playing Wuthering Waves today? Those are my only 2 options. Because I'm done building my character. I'm done testing them out. I've already done that. Because it didn't take a lot of time to do that in this game. And so most of your time, obviously, until whatever the next fucking thing is coming out. Until the next fucking thing is coming out, which is like whatever. Like, okay, just look over here, bro. That's all I can do. But once I'm done with the story, it's literally, we're just back into dailies. And guys, there are people that are done with the story already. And so they're actually back in 3.5 then. If you finish the story and you've completed it, you're now back in 3.5. There's nothing to do in the patch anymore. Except maybe the hologram, and that's it. How do you do that, bro? When we're already on one of the craziest downturns the game has been in. You know what? I need to see the Steam charts, bro. Just fucking pack it up, boys. Just fucking bin it. Bro, just fucking put it in the fucking bin. What the fuck? Bro, what the fuck is this? Bro, you fucked up. You idiots. What are you fucking doing, you dumbasses? Bro, nobody wants to play this fucking shit. I want to turn the game off. Bro, I want to turn the game off. Because it's story or do nothing. And people don't just want to be like, all right, I'm going to buckle in. I'm going to lock in for 5 hours on a fucking Thursday. Yeah, let me just lock in for 5 hours on a weekday. Dude, it's a weekday, bro. People got like work and school and shit. Wait, I'm just gonna sit down and play a 5-hour story? Wait, people don't have 5 hours of free time on the weekday, bro. Why don't you give them something to fucking do? Because this is a gacha game where the typical playtime is like daily is like 30 minutes to an hour. There's nothing to do in the game for 30 minutes to an hour. What, you gonna play 30 minutes of the story, log off, be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna read my book. I'm only gonna read 2 pages though, and then I'm gonna put it down. Who does that? Well, go play 10 minutes of the story, then log off? Then go play 10 more minutes to... Who the fuck does that? And this is the thing, guys. I'm not even pissed at the events. I'm not pissed at the number of events. I'm pissed at the fact that they decided, hey, even with all these events, we're gonna give people nothing. Bro, we have been starving since 3.5 second half began. And we're still starving now, and you're like, hey, we got food for you later, but like, I'm gonna wait until you're like... I was going to say something, but then it was like, it would have been considered slightly offensive, but it is accurate. We're going to wait until you look like Skeletor until we give you a fucking crumb. Because that's what it feels like right now, bro. Like, bro, they're giving us all eating disorders out here. That's gonna offend some people, but like they're if you have an ED, it's like you're not like threatening, right? So because you're like you get what's I'm not scared of them. That's what I'm trying to say. So anyways, right? Think about it this way. I would not want to make fun of bodybuilders because then they could beat me up. If you make fun of people with an eating disorder, it's like, well, they can't really do anything, right? They can't really like do anything because they have no nutrition. So you get what it's like running away from a fat person. You get it, right? That's what it feels like is happening to us. We're being like conditioned to accept nothing. And that's what I don't want to happen to the player base. For them to be conditioned into accepting the HSRification of this game. There needs to be a big level of feedback for whatever the fuck they decided to do at the end of 3.5 and the start of 3.6. There really needs to be a big discussion internally about why they decided to sabotage this region. That's what it feels like. This region got fucking sabotaged with if you guys are still saying the introduction story was good for this region, even though we're in now the most dead patch in the period of the game, I don't know what else to say other than maybe go get your brain damage inspected. Is it fair to say that 3.5 has killed the game? Now, can we say 3.5 killed it now? Was Saint right the whole time? This was not a good region introduction, and the end result is that the 3.6 patch is heavily suffering. Oh, okay, all right, we can all agree now, right? Because that's what happened, bro. We are fucked. And they're doing absolutely nothing to right the ship. We are on a downtrend, and there was nothing done to right the ship. It only made the downtrend worse. We were already not in a good spot, and there is no chance of it improving, and it's just gonna be like this for another 48 hours. And God forbid this event is bad. God forbid this event is bad. If this event is bad, we are fucked. Because then that's the only thing left. And if it's not good, then what do we have? Do you see how, like, everything now hinges on a fucking mini game? An alternative game mode. Because there's nothing else in the fucking update, bro. They're not pushing anything up. Look, it's fucking 20 days until co-op holograms, bro. 20 fucking days. So it's like, if you don't like this, well, I hope you like the glitch event or the music one, because that's the only other stuff you have left in the first half. The glitch event and music. As you can tell, I'm a little bit upset that I logged in yesterday at the release of the patch and saw this, and then I log in this morning, and this is what I see. Just play other games. How about this? I'm going to ban you for as long as this suggestion has been here. The game's been dead since WuWa 3.5 second half. It's been 3 weeks. So how about you watch another stream for 3 weeks? Because that's the same amount of time that this game's been dead. And you've been asked to play other stuff. Is that fair? Do you like that idea? Do you like that? Does that sound like a good idea? Because it's been dead since 3.5 second half, and your suggestion literally is, that's been the suggestion since 3.5 second half. So it probably is fair to ban you for 3 weeks, right? Because you're basically telling me, oh yeah, just keep doing what you've been doing for 3 weeks. Just do it again. That's a retarded suggestion, isn't it? So I'm not going to actually do that because I think you've seen the reasoning now of like why what you said is like so tilting. Because what you said is incredibly frustrating. You're telling people to keep enduring, to keep doing what they've been doing for 3 weeks. Do you want to see what the shit I've been playing? Bro, this is the fucking thing. I have the literal stats. This is what I've been playing instead. Literally, I've been playing this shit instead. That's what we've been doing since 3.5, since it sucked ass. And now 3.6's first half sucks ass too. So what's the problem? Okay, you know what, Razor, you got some retarded chatters, okay? I'm just gonna... So what's... The problem is you're retarded. What the fuck? Bro, I just said I've been doing that for 3 weeks, and so I don't want to do that again. I just said I was doing that for 3 weeks. Like, I just told you, this is what I've been doing for 3 weeks. I would like it to stop. And you're like, well, why don't you just keep doing it? Are you dumb? These guys are going to tell you, why don't you just play other games? And you show them proof that you've been playing other games. So what's the problem? I've been playing other games for 3 weeks, you fucking retarded moron. And now that the new patch has arrived, the new update has arrived, where you would expect there'd be fucking things to do, there's nothing. And now you're telling me to just go back to playing other games again? This is how, ladies and gentlemen, your game becomes HSR. where your retarded community just pats themselves on the back and they're like, well, Hoya's just working hard on playing Arcadia and Amphorius, so it's okay if they only have 1 or 2 events. Yeah, they're working really hard on Amphorius. Yeah, look at how that one played out. Yeah, they're working really hard on playing Arcadia. Yeah, that's why the story's going so well. Yeah, sorry, they're just redesigning Japan 40 times. Shut the fuck up and stop excusing devs half-assing a patch. Shut the fuck up and stop excusing devs taking a shit on scheduling and ruining the update. Because that's what this is. This update is ruined by scheduling. Because this? Oh god! This is really bad. This is like insanely bad for a WuWa patch. You do realize this is approaching soy levels, right? The first half unit has soy. Bro, soy peaked at fucking... We're already below it. We're fucking 19k on release day. We're at 19k on release day of the patch. This is day 1 of the update. At least we're higher than 3.2, right? But this is the lowest it's been since the anniversary. Because the anniversary brought in a lot of players. So did Cyberpunk, and we've just been losing them ever since. That's all we've been doing, bro. Ever since Meng Zhou began, we've just been losing all the players that we got over here. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. And now the last bit that I want to talk about over here. I literally think this unit's kit got sandbagged. I legitimately think her kit actually got sandbagged to sell scene. I am not lying for the perspective of, I think they didn't do as much with her visuals, didn't do as much with like her kit design, toned down the sort of like awe and like the shock and awe of like her moveset to sell scene. Because otherwise she would have overshadowed her. Because she does crazier shit in the cutscene than she does anything with her fucking kit. Right? Like, bro, she kind of just looks like a Cart and Ibith ult and Jinsei slapped together. While she's like God in cutscenes. And to me, it really just feels like her appeal was literally toned down to sell scene and build up hype for 3.7. And part of me is thinking this patch is like low-key getting sabotaged with the scheduling and shit to also like sell 3.7 in scene and all of that. This is just my perspective. The downfall is insane. It's extremely obvious. 24-hour peak at 26k versus 40. Bro, what? Bro, we're down 14k. We're down 14k from the last patch. I don't know how you do that unless this patch was fucked up and this patch is kind of fucked up too. Like the last 2 patches had to be fucked up for you to have a 14k drop. And the sooner we recognize that, we give the feedback that something needs to change because this is unacceptable. Bro, this is truly unacceptable. If they like how would you feel if this was every patch? Great, you're now an HSR player. You cannot accept this as a player unless you want this in the future moving forward. This is pathetic. And the fact it's going to be like this for another 2 fucking days is even more pathetic. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out.